What's up guys, Z with Monster Review here for another video where we took a look at tech, how-to videos, and reviews. Lately I've been reviewing tech that I've gotten for a great deal. Today is no exception. I have here with me the Fossil Q Explorist. Now originally I wasn't going to do a video on this watch, but after using it for a day I discovered it ties into everything I'm about. So I just had to. So let's get to it. So this watch has an MSRP of $250. It's about the price of a Series 1 Apple Watch. However, recently Fossil did a sale and slashed a lot of their smartwatches. They marked this one down to $150, and that's not bad. Back in 2014, Moto slashed their first gen 360 watch to $99. At $150, not only do I get the latest tech, but I get one really attractive looking smartwatch with no bottom chin. I thought I would be able to ignore that bottom chin pretty good, but now that I no longer have it, I don't know how I lived with it. So as I said, the watch is super attractive. Case size is about 46 millimeter. It's about 12.5 millimeters thick. The case material is stainless steel, and you can tell because this watch is pretty heavy, although when it's on your wrist you don't really feel it that much. It has a rating of IP67, which means dust-proof and water resistance up to 15 centimeters, and the strap is also made of stainless steel. Now on the tech side, we have 4 gigs of storage, Bluetooth connectivity 4.1, 802.11bgn, compatible with Android 4.4 and up to iOS 9.3 and up. Yes, compatible with iOS, but more on that later. Now, although this watch monitors fitness, such as steps taken, there is no heart rate monitor. So if that's a must, you will have to look at either the TicWatch, Samsung Gear, Apple Watch, or the Fitbit Versa. Another issue is that the watch does support iOS, however you won't be able to reply to text or answer calls like you could on an Apple Watch. If those features are important to you and you have an iPhone, your only solution is the Apple Watch. So here are some cool things I like about this watch. I don't know if you can see it. I'll try and bring it closer here. It has an always-on display. With this feature, your watch will fall asleep, but the display will show the time. It's the same exact thing Android users can do on their phone using always-on ambient display. It reduces your battery life, but at the same time, it always displays the time so you don't have to do anything, which is one of the reasons I disliked the Apple Watch. Sometimes raising the watch to my face wouldn't wake up the watch, so I'd have to wake it up manually. And to be honest, it actually looks really good. It almost looks like a real watch instead of a smartwatch that currently has a blank screen like this one. Like the Apple Watch, it does have raise to wake, but it would constantly wake up just because I moved my hand, so I took it off. Apart from that, there are some gestures you can do. So you can shake up to scroll down, you can shake down to scroll up, and you can shake back and forth to go back to home. These features are more of a gimmick, but as you saw, they work nonetheless. Now in terms of performance, the watch is no slouch. It works, and it works well. It's quick, responsive, and instead of just being a side piece for your phone, it can actually run independently from your device. All apps install directly to the watch, and then use Bluetooth connection to connect to LTE to update those apps, play music, etc. And because it supports Wi-Fi connection, your phone doesn't have to be around. As a matter of fact, I can leave it at home, go to McDonald's, connect my watch to the Wi-Fi network, and still get all my calls and notifications. I think an LTE connection would have been a welcome feature on this watch. So on the watch you have 3 buttons. The middle one here is also a crown. It works similar to the digital crown on the Apple Watch, although I don't find it as fluid as the Apple Watch. My only complaint is it has a little too much resistance, so when you're using one finger to turn it, you kind of have to hold on the watch with your thumb, like this. These 2 buttons can be programmed to open any app you want. The crown button comes dedicated, and we'll go into that later. But for example, this watch right here, this button right here, it brings up my stopwatch, so I can go ahead and launch a timer. And all watch faces are branded with the Fossil logo, which I think is pretty neat. And you can customize the watch. So let's say right here, I don't want the battery to show here. I can just long press it and I can change it to whatever I want. I'll change it to agenda. Hit the home button and it's done. So each watch face is highly customizable, from changing the background to the color of the watch hand and index. And the reason why it's cool is because you can customize the hell out of it to match anything you want. Like for me, I love knowing the weather, and having it right here, I can just quickly tap on it and get the weather from my location. So responding to texts and calls are easy enough on this device. For phone calls, you can accept or deny the call. If you accept, you can take the call on your watch. The speaker and mic on the device work pretty good. No problems taking calls on the watch.
How the speaker sounds on the Fossil watch. You can see it's pretty clear and you can make out what I'm saying. However, when you're in a noisy environment, it's not that easy to hear. And if your signal is not the greatest, the sound quality is going to go in and out. But for the most part, it's pretty clear. On the Apple Watch, again, you can hear that it's clear and you can hear me pretty well. There's no audio interference or anything like that. It's a pretty good watch to use. However, the same applies if you're in a noisy environment. It's a little bit hard to hear. Another thing worth noting is that the ring is significantly louder on the Apple Watch. And apart from that ring, you also have the taptic engine that taps your wrist. So you're less likely to miss a notification, a text, or a call. I haven't missed a text or call on the Fossil Watch yet, but it's definitely a possibility. This is my second attempt. This is the mic quality on the Apple Watch. The reason why it's my second attempt is because I walked a little too far from the iPhone and it disconnected between the watch and the phone. Again, that's something that doesn't happen with the Fossil Watch because it connects to the Wi-Fi network if it can't reach the phone via Bluetooth. So that's pretty cool. I'm not sure if the newer Apple Watches do the same thing, connect via Wi-Fi. I think they do. I'm not entirely sure. But yeah, but having that feature is pretty neat and it proves useful. Okay, so here's the mic quality on the Fossil Q Explorist watch. It's not as great as the Apple Watch. The Apple Watch is by far a lot more clearer than the Fossil Watch, but I mean, it's still not bad. You can still make out what I'm saying. You can make out the words clearly. So, I mean, you could tell though that I'm using a Bluetooth device or some kind of weird mic. It just sounds like that. It doesn't sound like, HD quality or anything like that. But it's not bad for the price point that I paid for this watch. You got to also remember that the Apple Watch, the Apple Watch is a much more expensive product, so you can expect better quality. But yeah, not bad for a $150 watch.
For text, if you swipe up, you can reply, call, see people in this conversation, delete last message, delete conversation. But if you choose to reply, you have 3 methods to reply. You can do speech to text, you can do draw, or you can do keyboard. Hello, how are you? You can draw emojis. You can also do quick reply. Pre-written messages are there. And then you have the keyboard. This is personally my favorite because the swipe feature on this keyboard is pretty accurate. Now, if you do make a mistake, you can go back and edit what you wrote, but that takes a little too much time, especially on a screen this small. And just for comparison, we have the Apple Watch. This is the first gen Apple Watch, probably the first smartwatch that ever came out. If you don't count the Martians. Martians were actually the first smartwatch. But yeah, there's no touch display. It's not colored. It does have a backlight. But yeah, it's a very basic smartwatch. It was functional, and I got a lot of questions when I used to wear this. As you can see, it didn't hold out too well. For some reasons, the rubber bands, they eventually just got brittle and they broke. You can see I just ripped that just like that, like it was nothing. It just softened up a lot. But anyway, yeah, this was my first smartwatch. And if you knew how to use it and look for apps, you could pretty much get apps where you were able to reply to text message using presets. Using presets to reply to text message wasn't something that was natively supported on the Apple Watch, but you were able to do that. But yeah, the watch still works. The battery life used to give me about 5 days without charging. It was water resistant, didn't have to worry about any of that. So yeah, this definitely did pave the way for these two later smartwatches. But next we have the Apple Watch. Now this was after my Moto 360. I got this because I got an iPhone. I got the iPhone 6. This watch was great. I liked it. I liked the way it tracked my workouts. My favorite feature that I liked about this watch definitely was the ability to take calls and reply to text using the watch itself. That was incredible, because coming from the 360, the Moto 360, you couldn't do that. So that was something new. But by far, the best feature about this watch has to be changing out the bands. They're so easy to change out. You can do it blindfolded. You don't even have to look to do it. So it's really simple to change out the bands. It's definitely something I'm going to miss with that watch. Another cool feature with the Apple Watch is that the App Store is just, and this is what the Play Store on the Android watch looks like. Basic apps. Nothing too fancy. Decent amount of apps, if you ask me. So, definitely more than your Samsung Gear. So there's that. But yeah, this is something that came out with the new Android Wear. They have their own Play Store, so you can shop for apps independently. You don't have to use your phone, or you don't have to download an app on your phone and then sideload it to the watch like on the Apple Watch. But even with the Play Store, the app support on the Apple Watch is just ridiculous. It's way more than the Play Store. Another cool thing with the Apple Watch is it does have NFC, and I've used Apple Pay using this Apple Watch a couple of times, and it's worked flawlessly. This, unfortunately, does not have Android Pay, or it doesn't even have an NFC chip. So you're not going to be able to pay using this watch. Now we come down to the reason why I wanted to do this review. The latest version of Android Wear includes a key feature that makes this watch amazing, and in my opinion stands out from the Fitbit, Apple Watch, and Samsung Gear, and that is the inclusion of the Google Assistant. With Google Assistant, this watch is hard not to like, and with all the new features coming to Google Assistant, it's only going to get better. So I have Google Assistant on my wrist. Why the heck should you care? Well, I can't make you care, but here are some things you can do on your wrist without ever taking out your phone. And to launch the Google Assistant, you can just hold this down, or you can say, "Okay, Google, what's the temperature like outside?"
The temperature in Jacksonville right now is 85.
When did Jacksonville host the Super Bowl?
Here's a summary from Wikipedia. The Patriots defeated the Eagles by the score of 24-21. The game was played on February 6, 2005 at Alltel Stadium.
What's the current temperature at home?
It's currently 80 degrees, and heat-cool mode is set to keep the temperature between 73 and 83 degrees.
Set home to 80 degrees.
You got it, setting the AC to 80 degrees.
Okay, Google. Turn on office light.
Okay, turning on the office light.
Turn off office light.
Sure, turning off the office light.
Set kitchen lights to 100%.
You got it. Setting the kitchen light brightness to 100%.
Turn off kitchen light.
Okay, turning the kitchen light off.
And that about does it. That wraps it up for this watch. Hope you enjoyed this video and you found this watch as cool as I did. Originally, I was going to get the Tick watch, but I couldn't pass up this watch. Just look at it. It's nice. And I eventually, what I want to do is I want to also change out the band. This is a nice band. I love this band. But for general purpose, I want the brown leather strap. So definitely going to change this out for a brown leather strap. I think it's going to look dope. But yeah, this watch is cool. I like it. And yeah, thank you guys for watching. And see you in the next one.